Hey, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Sherry here, and today I thought I'll be doing a video to really wrap up the year of 2023, which was extremely overwhelming. The reason why I'm making this video is because Happy New Year, guys! We're entering the new year, and I thought what better time is it for me to share with you some of my goals. Also, this is the start of a new series that I'm calling the Unboring Adulting Series. Kudos to someone who commented on my YouTube video saying that they wanted to see or hear from me on how I transition into the working world, how I maintain friendships or make new friends as an adult, how I manage things like my finances, relationships, time, etc. So I'm gonna be doing more sit-down videos where I just ramble and talk like this, because not only do I enjoy rambling, but also I feel like I have so much that I want to share, to be honest. So without further ado, let's go straight into this video where I'm gonna be starting with my review of 2023. So the first step of my review for the year always starts with a taking of stock, looking through all the photos, the videos that I've taken the past year to see what I've really done. I also watched all my videos that I posted on YouTube in 2023, and I'm really proud of some of them. Actually, it's so much fun to watch them. And just to really remind myself of all the amazing things that happened in 2023. I also journal a lot, so I read through some of my journal entries, and I also just did some thinking and reflections on everything that happened. I also just came back from a trip from Bali, and over there I had a lot of alone time to just really sit down and pencil out all my thoughts. Anyways, as you can see over here, this is my 2023 mood board, and I looked back at it, and essentially it says balance. So for a little bit of context, the reason why the word balance was my word of the year for 2023 is because when I was around at the end of 2022, I realized that my life was in a bit of an imbalance. I feel like because I was transitioning into work, I spent so much energy and focus putting that on work, and that kind of compromised on my other areas. So 2023, I focused a lot on that, and I'm glad to say that I think I've achieved a lot of balance this year. Some of the photos I put there is like wind down, road trips, which is quite funny because I actually did a road trip in India, and that was the best, like the amazing eye-opening experience ever. I did a lot of walking, I feel, because I put a new goal for myself. I use this app called Pedometer, and I was really inspired by one of my colleagues. She walks a lot, like every day, like I think like 18k steps. For me, my goal was 7,500 steps a day. But hydration, no, I really need to hydrate myself more, look good and feel good. Oh my gosh, I think I upgraded my wardrobe a lot last year, like in terms of just looking decent for work, which is really helpful, thanks to my friends. By the water. So this is quite funny because when I made this, I had no idea that I would learn how to surf. So I'm glad that manifested, because when the opportunity to learn how to surf came about, I was like, yeah, sign me up, let's go. So I'm really glad I took that chance for the fun of it, playfulness and curiosity. As you can tell, I was really looking for a way to find my fun back. So I'm really glad I did this year, I feel. Homely hostings and yummy parties. So homely hostings is because I wanted to initiate more gatherings, bring people together. I nearly did towards the end of the year to have a sushi making party, but I got COVID, so that kind of sucks. So did not hit that goal. For yummy parties, I wanted to attend more parties, which I kind of did, so that was really fun. And wander the world. Things like, and I traveled to 18 places in total. Absolutely so fortunate, and I'm so glad to have been on those adventures. Now that we've gone through my mood board and also taken stock together, this is my second step of my reflection journey, which is really just a whole bunch of journaling prompts. I like to keep it really simple, just 3 questions. So what are 3 memories I treasure the most? So out of everything that happened, there are 3 things that really stood out to me. So the first one is the wedding in Vegas. So congrats, Mary and Mo, but that was the very first friend's wedding I've attended, and I was so touched that Zach's friend invited me as a plus one. I was like, oh, that's so beautiful. Not only did I have an amazing time in Vegas, of course, I learned a lot about American culture and history, but also about like Brazilian and like UAE like culture and history. So that was absolutely interesting and so fun. I also fell in love with Mexican food, and I just cannot get over it. So the second key memory that I have is really Japan. And the reason why this really stood out to me is because of a very quiet reason, I feel. So went to Google Maps and I wrote Lake Kawaguchiko, and like we walked for like 35 minutes. We didn't see like a lot of people. We saw like one family walk by and we're like, oh my gosh, are we lost? Anyways, we were walking, and then when we arrived, we saw this beautiful local park with the perfect view of Mount Fuji. And for context, like the past few days, we were going to different temples to find viewing spots of Mount Fuji, and it was like super crowded and everything. So finding that beautiful spot with just like locals and eating our bowl of bowl of rice and beef from like 7-Eleven was just so beautiful, just such a nice memory. So it really reminded me of the power of hidden gems and simple things. Just eating with someone you love and looking at a beautiful view is just so majestic. And the last memory that I had that I really treasured from 2023 is really the surfing camp. So I think I've always wanted to learn surfing. I mean, I tried learning with Zach. Zach tried to teach me from WikiHow and YouTube, did not work out. So this was the very first time I had surfing lessons, and oh my god, it's just such a world of a difference. I also met an amazing community of girls who are so adventurous, open-minded, brave, and very gritty. So I thought like, wow, like I found my people. It was like so fun. It was such an enjoyable trip. And it was also super spontaneous. So I really loved how I loved surfing. So that's really great. And a hobby that I want to continue. So that's nice. Then the second question is, what's the 3 most significant lessons I've learned? So for this one, I think 3 key things I learned. The first lesson is the power of a day, a ritual, a habit, a routine. And the reason why I say that is because I used to wake up and I will, brush my teeth and stuff. I'll quickly like wear clothes, find my items like my bag, my pass, my glasses, things like that, and like, okay, pray that I did not forget anything. So that's how I was living. And then 2023, a friend told me like, hey Sherry, why don't you just pack your bag the day before? And I was like, mind blown. And then she's someone who packs outfits the night before, so I was like, oh my god. So I did it, and I was just mind blown on how much less stress I had in the mornings. So that really showed me that I should really try this morning habit routine thing out. So I did, and now every night I will plan for the next day ahead, and I realized that it's been such a game changer in terms of making me feel so much more rested. And now I just don't know how I lived life without any system or organization mechanic. So that's that. And the second biggest lesson I learned was, the more different people are, or the more different something is, the more you can learn from it or from them. So I actually got this when I went to India, because it was just such a different environment. My friend brought us around. She's amazing. And I realized that I am someone who always avoids confrontation or like talking to people. But there was one funny thing that happened, which was there was a lot of people cutting my queue to get to this beautiful temple. And I was like, oh yeah, sure. I mean, I'm okay waiting. Anyways, my friend came along, and then she's actually quite shy, but she was like, hey, excuse me, ma'am, you're cutting my queue. Hey, excuse me, ma'am, this is my line. And even though it did not help much, but I was like, oh wow, like I don't even dare to say that, because in my culture, I don't know, I'm just a bit scared of these kind of things. And that made me realize like, oh wow, like there's so much I can learn from like different cultures. So I really feel like every single place I've been, I just pick up so much new things and learn a new way of life, and I'm just amazed by that. Of course, these are just like a few examples. There's a lot more things I learned from different people, but yes. And then the third significant lesson I've learned is that authenticity attracts like-minded individuals. So something I've always been all my life is a lot of a people pleaser. So I especially always say what people want to hear. I also do things that people want me to do, but it's more of like, especially when it comes to saying, it's every time someone asks me a question, I'll try and say what I think they want to hear, because I feel like I've been coached that way in terms of like, from a business perspective, you're supposed to kind of, have a script to say or something. But I realized that the more I just pause and slow down and just say what I really, really think, I realize how powerful my voice can be. And also, it's so important to be confident to really share your voice, because there's so much value you bring to the table, and you can only bring that value if you are true to yourself instead of trying to repeat what's scripted already. So I realized that in 2023, I started to truly surround myself with the right people. And that came about from just hanging out with people I resonate with, and just putting a little bit of filter and not hanging out with people who don't really resonate with me. And I feel like I just feel like I'm so much more supported now, and I'm just really, really grateful for that. So I think that's really awesome. So this is a big lesson for me, because for the longest time, I always try not to exclude anyone. I don't really want to like, make anyone feel not welcome. I also want to make sure that I'm friends with everyone, but I realized that it's so important for myself to choose the right people to be surrounded with. and now I just feel way, way, way more love. So that's awesome. And the last question is, what did I do or discover in 2023 that will still matter 30 years from now? And I really like this question because it really makes me think about how all these little steps that we do every single year will really compound into something beautiful and majestic, in a few years. So it's really in terms of launching Kickstar Sherry. So for a little bit of background, my first part-time job was being a recruiter at Search Asia, and over there I was doing IT recruitment, and that's where I learned a lot of skills on like how to use LinkedIn, how to use different tools to make my resume better and everything. And since then, I've always been helping a lot of my friends and family to just do up their resumes for the love of it, because I love making my family and friends get opportunities for themselves. Anyways, they've been telling me for years that I should definitely start to charge people for it. So last year in 2023 was the year where I finally launched my Kickstar Sherry to monetize all these skills I have. So if you're interested, you can go to kickstartsherry.com. I really want to give a huge kudos to the person who came up to me to help me to build it. His name's Casey. So really thank you for that. And also to everyone who's been supporting me on this amazing journey. Students get a 30% discount if you want to check it out. I am very happy to help you. That will definitely set me up for the next 30 years, because this is something that's really aligned with my core values, same as YouTube and everything. So awesome. My 2023 on a page. So I like to put everything on one page because I just think it looks a lot easier. I'm going to share with you this template in my description for you guys to use if you want. So yeah, that was my review of 2023. I know that was just a lot of content that no one asked for, but that was just a lot to go through. It's time to plan ahead and reset for 2024. In terms of 2024, my word of the year, as you can see over here, is actually momentum. And the reason why is because I think I built a pretty strong foundation in 2023 that I genuinely want to carry on in 2024. So, as you can tell here, it's a bunch of photos that I got from Pinterest. I put flexibility and strength there because I'm very inspired by my friend who loves yoga. I really want to work on my flexibility, especially my splits and my strength. Next thing is slow mornings. This is aligned with my morning routine thing, so I'm gonna keep it up. Next one is fit walks. I love the concept of just walking and just not having a goal on where to end up. It's so much fun, and I love hiking. I would love to go Hong Kong again to hike. Next thing is driving and vlogging. So I put driving there because this year my goal is to get my driver's license. It's been like a huge thing on my plate, and every single day I cannot get any driving lessons, which is really annoying. But I would love one day to be able to drive and vlog. I love watching YouTubers when they're like driving and vlogging. I think it's so cute. Pole by the water because I love pole, and why not by the water? Then for surfing, I just put it there because it's so much fun. Like, surfing was amazing, so I really hope to have more surfing trips this year. Making my own meals, as you can tell, it looks so organized and nice there. So being able to whip up something from my fridge sounds like a joy. Frolicking with friends, I love the idea of like lying down on grass, and I would love to have like friends to do that with me. It just sounds awesome. Clean, neat, and organized. My nails are always so gross and dirty, so I really hope like this year I have my life together so that my nails can be put together. And and the last thing is really being on top of my work and finances. So I think for work, I really want to focus on learning how to like plan ahead, like multiple steps ahead, and also preempting when things might go off track so that I can rectify it way earlier in advance. And I think in terms of finances, I think I need to do more to be on top of it because, as you can tell, finance is not my forte. I don't know if you can tell, but yes. So in essence, I will ask myself 3 questions to reset for 2024. So the first question is, what dreams do I still hold on to even when I try to let them go? So for this one, just FYI, what I like to do is that I like to write all my dreams down, like a lot of them, a lot of goals. And then I will circle the ones that I just seem to hold on to even though when I try to let them go. So these are things like YouTube, launching Kickstar Sherry. Personally, for me, these are my 2 goals that I really want to focus on this year. And the second question is, who do I want to become in 2024? A question that I like to ask myself in terms of who I want to become is to see, is it bringing myself closer to my authentic self, or is it covering it up? You can see that. And the last question is, what beliefs do I wish to shed and shape? So I also wrote down a list of beliefs that I think are not really helping me and are holding me back, and also a bunch of beliefs that I feel like I need to start believing so that I can get further ahead with my goals. So just for example, one of the beliefs that I think I really, really want to shed is just the assumption that, people are judging me, that, people are saying harsh things about me or being negative about me. I realize that it's all in my head, genuinely. So, or even if it's not in my head, it shouldn't affect what I do. I think something that's really helpful is to find people that really matter to you and that you respect and trust, because those people's opinions matter, not everyone else's. So I've put down this Sherry's 2024 on a page. So as you can see, I have a whole bunch of goals that I listed below. So I like to categorize my life into 4 key pillars. It was an advice from my colleague, which I really like, these 4 categorizations that she got from a book. So it's self, home, community, and work. So for myself, I want to continue posting on YouTube. I put once a month instead of once a week, because let's be real, guys. I want to get my driver's license. I want to learn French. I want to know exactly how much I spend. I also want to read 1 book a month. I also want to learn how to cook 12 new meals by the end of the year. In terms of a happier home, I want to continue tidying up my room, not just weekly, but also daily. And I also want to have quality time and give gifts to my family and friends. In terms of being part of a community, I really want to host like an awesome party or parties this year, because I think it's such a beautiful thing to bring people together. I'm also really inspired by a lot of the friends I met overseas. They just bring people together, and it's just such a beautiful way to make new friends. So I want to do that for other people as well. Getting more clients for Kickstar Sherry. So yeah, I think this is something where I just really want to help more people kickstart their journeys. So that's great. And last but not least, setting boundaries again. So I think I only want to check my emails from 9 to 6 ideally, and then after that I really just try my best to log off. So we'll see if that works. So yeah, this is me on a page, and I think when I get my highlights and lessons, I'll basically add them in here. So I like to wrap up everything with a note to myself as I plan ahead for the year, because sometimes it's very easy to feel maybe lost or detracted or unmotivated. So coming back to this note always invigorates me, and I think it's always very nice to remind yourself that you're doing great, you're doing fine. This message should be written from the mindset where you have ended the year of 2024 and you're writing it to yourself. So this is something I like to do, something along the lines of, Dear Sherry, 2024 was such a meaningful and inspiring year for you. You achieved numerous goals, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, that's a lot of goals. You've also become more responsible, organized, and are even planning ahead, which is amazing. Oh, and you also had lots of fun. You continue to remind others to create a life of adventure that they love and to truly live. Love, future Sherry. If you're interested, I can make a video showing you guys how I plan for my year ahead from a more tactical perspective. So for example, now that I know my year's goals, how do I plan my quarterly goals, my monthly goals, my weekly goals, and my daily habits and everything. So if you're interested in that, let me know. But that's that. Thank you so much for watching till this part of the video. If you're interested in more content like this, please subscribe, and also it would be awesome if you can comment down your own personal goals so that I know as well and we can motivate each other to be on track. If this video is of any value to you, please let me know in the comments as well, because it will mean a lot to me, and I'm wishing you an awesome 2024 ahead. Bye guys.